Hey, this is Linda from Halflives, and I'm hanging out with Rob of Front Row Live.
I just got to tell you, I've been a fan of Halflives since 2018, I believe it was, when you guys dropped Fugitive. That song just popped on my Spotify. I got hooked, and I just had to figure out who you guys were. So I'm glad that we can actually get to talk and talk a little bit about your music.
Yeah, thank you, Rob, for having me. That's a pleasure, and glad to know you've been following us for a while now. So thank you. Thank you for the nice words.
Now, right now, while we're all kind of going through this like stay-at-home orders, the last 6 months almost, what has that been like for you guys, for the band? I understand that Oscar is a nurse and has been dealing with directly, but as far as the band goes, like, how have you guys been able to keep yourselves busy and keep the band momentum still going?
Well, we dropped our EP, Resilience, just like a little before the and everything happened, and it was quite problematic because like we had to cancel our tour that was supposed to happen here in July, and the promotion was a bit more, complicated without just having the tour and the live component. But I must say that this lockdown helped me writing a lot. I've been focused a lot on writing here in my home studio. I have some new demos coming, and probably many other bands did that, but I'm ready to release new music, and that's always a good news. So I must say that thanks for giving me some inspiration and making me watch a lot of TV shows that inspired me writing these new songs. So probably without it, it wouldn't have happened, because I would have focused like just live and promoting, and it would have taken more time to just write new stuff. Yeah, the other two boys, Oscar worked a lot lately. He's on holiday now, so he took a break. And Fede, like, he was working on live events like for food and entertaining, so this couldn't happen because so yeah, it's been quite complicated on his side. We've been managed to meeting each other just, I don't know, what was it, like a couple of months ago, because for a couple of months, almost 3 months, we didn't meet each other because we just couldn't move from home. And once we met, we just discussed about the future of the band. We started a TikTok. We kept busy that way.
It's crazy how, all of a sudden you're already creative with your music and your band, but all of a sudden you have to find new ways to get creative.
Yeah,
so that's cool that you kind of started a TikTok.
Yeah.
So you did mention that TV shows have been inspiring your writing lately. What kind of TV shows have you been watching that have inspired your writing? Like, and do you feel that this new writing is like a new direction for Halflives?
Might be. I'm surprised that you're asking, because I've been posting it all over. Like, I'm obsessed with Killing Eve. I don't know if you watched the show. It's amazing. You have to watch it if you didn't. But that inspired me so much. Like, I've been writing 3 or 4 songs inspired from that. And even Fugitive, once I took a closer look at it, now somehow it speaks about it as well. Like, I see it everywhere. It's become an obsession. It's my lock screen, it's my wallpaper. Now there's a clock just to hide it, but it's getting out of control, literally. But yeah, that inspired me a lot. And like, I thought that I could only write about my personal experience in music and in the lyrics, and that's what I've been doing so far. And I never thought that I could manage to get like exterior inspiration, something that has not happened to me directly. But when other form of art like have such an impact on me, apparently that inspired me to just write, and even more than the usual. Even more than when I'm sad, I must say. So yeah, that's about it.
That's cool that you found new ways of getting inspired. I feel like with artists, like you get exhausted having that same, you get exhausted writing in that same way every single time. So it's kind of good to like have new ways come into you and just a fresh take on music or writing in general.
Yeah, definitely. It's been super inspiring, like surprisingly.
Now, you did mention you guys dropped the Resilience EP right before pretty much hit. Talk to me about the creative process of this EP, and what was it like being in the studio working on this EP? Because prior to that, I think the last one was in 2018 that you guys released something.
Yeah, the Empty Rooms record was released like in 2017.
Oh, 2017.
And in 2018, we released Crown and Fugitive. That's when you found out about us. And then 2019 was pretty much dead. Like we toured, there was no new release, but we toured and we prepared to release Resilience. And finally in 2020, it got released. The creative process has been like way different. Like I tried at first to do over and over the Halflives formula, like what I've been doing so far, rock chorus, anthemic choruses and stuff like that. But I felt like it was just recycling ideas. I felt bored. I felt that there was no vibes, no inspiration, nothing at all. And that's when I told myself, just take the risk and do what you would like to do. Like do something new, just no barrier, no artistic barriers. And that's what happened in the studio. I arrived and I said, okay, let's start anew. Let's forget about all the patterns that we impose to each other and let's see what happens. And that's when like Hard to Break and Snake came out. And I was so happy. I don't know, it sounded new, it sounded modern, and I could finally express myself in a new way, and that's what I needed. And even now with these new songs, it's happening again, and I like it. It's just way more satisfying than just sticking to one genre and never evolve artistically speaking. So that's what happened for Resilience.
It's interesting because Time Bomb was the last video that you guys released before.
Yeah, and the last song I wrote for.
And oh wow. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because listening to Time Bomb, it feels like you are in need of a break because of the touring and because of all the constants that go on with being in a band. So I feel like it was such a timely release for you, but at the same time, like again, this was kind of a blessing in disguise because it did feel like that listening to the song. Talk to me about Time Bomb in general and like the writing process of this one.
Well, it started by a random bass line I was playing on my keyboard. And I must admit, I started to work on it right after I heard Bad Guy of Billie Eilish. It has sort of the same vibe. And I was like, that bass line is so cool. I want something of my own taste, but more rockish, something like that. Plus, we're just in three, and I really want the three elements of the band, being the bass, the drums, and the vocals, to be always at their best. So I want to write a cool bass line for Oscar, and I want to play this live. So at first, I just started playing with the keyboard, and finally I found a hook that I liked, and I started to sing on top. The structure was completely different at first. There was not the classic structure where there's introduction, verse, pre-chorus, and chorus, and I wanted the chorus to be just like at the half of the song, something very unusual. So in the studio, we started to lay the ideas that way, but it sounded off. So I asked the tracks to my producer, and I worked again at home by myself. I cut it a million times. I changed it tons of times, and finally found the structure that you all know. And yeah, eventually the Time Bomb idea came up because that's how I felt at the time, like that I've been wasting so much time and that I've been doing nothing, even if I knew that I was running out of time. And the only image that came up, the obvious image that came up to my mind was the time bomb. I've been sitting on a time bomb pretending I don't care. just how I felt.
And bringing Kellin Quinn to this song as a feature, was it because of the tour that you guys were currently on, or did you have him in mind prior to that?
Not really. The song was like entirely finished and recorded. Where he's singing, there were my vocals before. Then I saw that he tweeted that he was looking for some bands to be featured on, like randomly, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to shoot him an email, but that's never gonna happen, right? And instead, like after 5 minutes, he just replied saying, I love the song. Where do you want me to sing? And I was like, seriously? Okay, so I sent him the tracks and I told him what to do. And in a matter of a week, it was done and he was featured on the track. I've been a fan of Sleeping with Sirens like since forever. I can tell you, yeah, a long time. And I couldn't believe it, that he just liked the track. He seems like such a nice guy, even by email, very down on earth, really nice. I liked it. I hope I can work with him in the future again.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, you know, what's next for the band right now? You guys are just going to focus on this new material. Do you see this new material coming out like soon, or is it something that you're still kind of trying to test the waters with writing?
I've been testing the water for a while. Like, I haven't been satisfied with my last studio session. There was something off because we tried something more rockish, more classic, as I was telling you before, sort of the Halflives formula. Tried to do something that way, but I just not vibing it. So lately, I've been having a good idea. Like, I'm praising myself, but I really like what I've been doing lately. And I think that this is, I want to manage to make it come out by the end of the year. No promises. I will see where does this go, and yeah, maybe by the end of the year it will come out. But I mean, right now there's no touring. That's the only focus I have: writing new music, releasing it. Maybe we can manage to shoot a video clip because there's no more on here. So why not? If everything goes right, maybe by the end of the year and beginning of 2021, there will be new music.
That would be amazing. Well, I definitely look forward to getting to finally catch you guys live. Hopefully it's something that we can expect in the new year. But thank you, Linda, for taking the time to talk to me.